Why it feels like all men are avoidant to love and commitment. I'm glad you're here. So many women deal with this, we know, and it's not your imagination that you are finding avoidant men if you are out there dating, especially online, and especially the older you are. We're going to go into the why of that. Welcome everyone here on YouTube. Why does it feel like all men are, or all the men you are meeting are avoidant? I'm going to go into this briefly. I don't want you to feel it's in your imagination, and I do want you to have a few tools that you can take away so it can help you if you are dealing with this, which, like I said, it's out there, not your imagination. I'm going to check here. Yes, we have some people on tonight, so we're going to have some callers. And if you want to call in and be part of our discussion where you can talk to me, I welcome that. And all you have to do is either be a client of mine or you simply join the 80/20 Wonder Club. Just become a member. It's less than a latte a month, very affordable. And if you join the club, it's a monthly club membership. As I said, less than a latte a month. And you can also get a 6 or 12 month that gives you more. With the 12 month especially gives you a full coaching intensive experience with me. But any membership, a monthly, which you can cancel at any time, you can be talking to me here like you will hear tonight, women calling in and from the club and asking me their questions. So if you are new to me here, and this is the first time you are seeing a video of mine, which is a live, and I have people on saying hello. We are here on YouTube and Instagram. I am Coach Paula Grooms, a dating and relationship coach for women, social worker, and author of the book, Why Won't He Commit? How a Man Decides to Make You the One. I help you find Mr. Right, get an ex back, or grow an existing relationship with a man you truly desire so you create the relationship of your dreams and level up to the complete commitment you totally deserve. So we're going to get into tonight's topic, which is why it feels like all men are avoided to love and commitment. Okay, here's the reality. If you are dating, say, past, we're going to make it easy, 30 years old. You see, there, as we know in society, there are people who have secure attachment, who have avoidant attachment, who have anxious attachment, and all manner of in between. It doesn't mean you're all of one or all of another. It's like all of us, the good, the bad, the ugly, the wonderful. So what can happen is that if you are dating past 30, you are encountering more and more men who tend to be higher on the avoidance scale. And if you are more towards the anxious attachment style, you will be most attracted to men who are avoidant. And you know, if you're here, why this is. It's your subconscious programming. There's a lot of reasons why, but you know how they say opposites attract. Well, in this case, avoidant and anxious do tend to attract. And this will ramp up your anxiousness, and then you go more towards him, and he becomes more avoidant. But make no mistake, the pool in terms of dating, with each decade you go up, you see men who have more of a need to attach and have secure attachment, they tend to be taken off the market. Now, it doesn't mean that those relationships work when they're taken off the market. So they'll be back in and kind of filtered through again. But because they are fewer and farther between as you get older, there are less and less, and the chance of catching more of that secure attached man when he is on the market is a bit less. This is not the best of news. I understand that, but you might also feel like men are generally more towards avoidance of committed relationships or real relationships. And this also tends to be true. So you might be categorizing men as highly avoidant when they are just being male. And it's more perhaps of your anxiety or anxiousness and not really regulating to especially what things need to be in the beginning to help go the distance. You can be hurting yourself and then feeling it's all the man's doing out there and his avoidance that is causing your dating issues. Does any of this ring true to you? You can really help yourself in this to attract the best candidates and help him feel less avoidant by what you do in the beginning. The higher you are on the anxiousness scale, even going into meetings, first meetings or dates, you give off the anxious vibe, so to speak. And how do we do that? If you like a man, his looks, and when you first meet him, you could start to feel the anxiety and then start to get self-conscious about it. You start to either close off, that can be one way, because we think about it as fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. So it's not a fight. Obviously, it could feel like flight. Your anxiety could shut you down a little bit, and that actually won't really hurt you. In other words, you want to think less is more. What can hurt you is more of the fawning. It is worse for an avoidant man than the freeze or what we might consider the flight, but you're not going to run out of there. But you get that feeling of wanting to have flight, take flight, or you just freeze. And that's okay as long as you have the essence of you could be freezing inside, but as long as you're listening, actively, nodding, yeah, inside you might be highly feeling like anxiousness, freezing, wanting to say a lot. If you can hold yourself back from that, it can get a little easier along the way. But there's nothing that is as repelling to an avoidant man as an anxious woman. Does that make sense? Why? He might enjoy that attention in the moment, but he will run from it after that. It's the awful yin and yang of it. He needs to feel in control. And if you're fawning and it's too much energy, too much talking, not allowing him to kind of lead it, you can hurt yourself. Does that make sense? When you go into meetings with men, if you are dealing with this, you simply want to make note before and start with your affirmations. How do you want it to go? I am calm, confident, cool, and collected. You keep telling yourself that. I am calm, confident, cool, and collected. I hold myself back if you feel you need to do that. I am good at holding myself back, and that is mysterious to him, and ding ding, makes him wonder. That's going to make him feel actually in control, which he needs to feel as someone who's avoidant, and that he doesn't want to run. So it's co-created. Yes, it does feel like there are more and more avoidant men, but the higher you are on the scale of anxiously attached and come towards him with that energy, it's an energetic feeling, right? That is passed on to him, and that gives him the ick, in a way. If you've been hurt and you are not trusting of relationships, men, you're going into anything, which we all do. You've got your subconscious programming and you've got your previous experiences. You can feel like, I want to avoid. There's part of me that doesn't want to deal with this. And I believe that we are all becoming a bit more, it's not totally that we are avoidance. We simply find it easier to avoid social situations and having to deal with the stuff that comes up for us naturally in social situations because of a misnomer, social media. It's not social media. It should be called anti-social media because it takes us away. One man I was listening to about this, he said it's just so much easier for us now more than ever to not be connecting. We can be more insular. There's a word for it. Insular, independent, isolated. Yes, because we can keep ourselves busy enough and satisfy a lot of our stuff without seeking out actual social experiences. And men are doing this and becoming more avoidant than ever because rather than go out, say it's the middle of winter and you're in a winter area, and you got to trudge across town in the snow and you're going to go to a party. Well, you don't know necessarily who's going to be there. You don't know if you're going to have fun. And it's effort and money and time and it's maybe messy out or whatever. So you don't go because you can stay home as a guy with your video games, your porn, maybe your gambling online, whatever. Yeah, it's a big problem. And it takes a lot of effort and thinking to go beyond that. And I don't want you to be thinking that it is, because if you're online dating, 10% of the men online get 90% of the swipes. I want you to be looking for that maybe diamond in the rough, because we're not looking for great daters. We're looking for men who can be great partners. And the flashiest are not necessarily or make for the best partners. And it's online. It's the men who are maybe more alpha who will be contacting you, and that can feel good. But again, we're looking for partnership. We're looking for love, connection, lifetime love, and partnership. That is what does it for us as women. And every study has shown that lifetime, long-lived marriages, they rank looks to be very, very low on their reasons for loving the person and staying together. It is scary. You're not crazy to feel scared of intimacy with someone and being vulnerable. That's normal and natural, and we need to normalize it. It's okay to feel that. And a man can feel that. That's just true feelings, unadulterated feelings. But if we try to cover it up, that's when that anxious, avoidant dance can happen with someone. Overly talkative, making sure that he's liking you by talking too much and asking too many questions and not showing that you just hold back and see how he is and what he does. It's easily recognizable when we see someone doing it. You can tell they're anxious and they're running off at the mouth. Not in a bad way, just about anything. Talking too much. Does that make sense? It's hard to give a great example, but it could be, you don't know him yet. You've only met him online. You want, as the female, for him to feel like he's got to show up a little correctly and that you're kind of taking note of who he is and how he behaves. You're kind of, in some ways, very lightly scrutinizing him a bit. Fawning is like trying too hard. Yes. In a nutshell, yes. And there's an old joke that may help you with that. And it goes something like this. What does a man have to do on a first date to impress a woman? The answer, he has to do everything right. What does a woman have to do on a first date to impress a man? The answer, she needs to show up. So in other words, if you show up and you're your pretty self and you are there and you receive, that's all that's needed in that first meeting. As you relax and you've taken stock of him, it will get easier and you will open up a little bit more. But less is more, because you are likely meeting more avoidance and they have to be tenderly, in a sense, allowed to come towards you. Think of an avoidant man as a bit of a wounded animal. You don't just run up to it and start giving it care and love and touching, and no, that's talking too much, trying too hard. No, you want to let it come to you with your controlled energy. That can help allow for that generally more avoidant after 30. You do meet more avoidance in the dating pool naturally because those who are more secure have paired off and they continue. Now, it doesn't mean again that there aren't secure ones in that pool because of other things that have happened, relationships that we thought would go the distance and then they crumbled and then secure people are in the dating pool again, but you're not crazy thinking that there's a whole hell of a lot of avoidant men in the dating pool. You're not. But we want to think of being able to handle it. I am calm, cool, confident, and collected. I allow for him to feel safe, to open up to me, think before going in and affirm. So I want to get to our callers. We have a couple on tonight. And I want to do that. As I said, if you want to do that ever, it's in the notes here in the description. Join the 80/20 Wonder Club and we can be talking. So it looks like I have Ashley on the line. Hey, Ashley.
Hi, Paula.
Hi. So Ashley, how can I help?
So I am pretty sure, Paula, you know some of my situation. I'm really struggling with a very avoidant man, and we have dated. We've never really been official, but we kind of dated on and off.
Yeah, how long has it been now? Yes, I know who you are. How long has it been?
A year.
A year now. Wow. All right. And
some time in between.
And where are things now? Because I know your situation has been up and down, off and on. It was more towards a situationship in the beginning, correct? Friendship, but situationship. Yeah.
I felt like finally we were about to be boyfriend, girlfriend, and I'm a highly anxious person, and I guess I feel like I always kind of tend to. We went out on a double date, and parts of being anxious, I am probably more jealous than the normal secure person. I overthink things, and he's older also, probably something that's important to share.
How much older?
45, so he's 10 years older.
Okay. From what I remember, he's never been married. Is that right?
Married, maybe one. Within 45 years, he's really had one serious girlfriend, and it was 6 months, very short term.
Okay, so this tells you that likely what we're talking about is the case that he's more on the avoidant scale just from the factors we know. You're saying you are highly anxious, so that means you're going to be very attracted to someone avoidant. And he is 45. From what you tell me, I remember he has a good job. He's doing well in life, and from all aspects.
I was listening the other night and to the chat video, and mission oriented, and he's the highest of the agency type of man.
Okay, so you are going to be dealing with a lot, and this is going to pull up on your anxiousness because he is more on the avoidant scale. So you've likely feel like you've met your match, and now, because I know this has gone through a lot of iterations of him saying he doesn't want it anymore, going back to, just the situationship. Where are things now?
It's basically he ended it. We had a brief talk about kids. It was like too soon. We shouldn't have even reached that topic. It came up, I think, because of the double date we went on. The other couple, newly married, the husband was very affectionate and embarrassing. I said something to the husband. This is great that we're out with another couple that's affectionate. And anyway, right now, he basically had gone away on a work trip, came back, and I guess had done some thinking and thought he had said to me, I don't know if I can give you what you need.
So he doesn't want children?
So we're back in basically then we had hooked up after that. So it's nothing and kind of in a hookup phase, really. I guess is what you would say.
Okay.
Not that I don't like that. I don't want to use that word, but
well, if that's what it is, then that's what it is, and it's better that you deal with the what is than make something more of it at the moment. So correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to encapsulate that I'm hearing that you feel that after 9 months of you doing what you've been doing, you mention children and you say that was too soon because he told you he can't give you what you want, meaning he doesn't want children?
He said when we had the talk, he said, I took it as a positive talk when we had talked. He said, I don't want to have children, but if it happens, it happens. So I took the talk positively, and I joked, and I said, well, I hope you have a really strong swimmer then. And he laughed and was like, there you go, or something. And so we ended the conversation like there. I thought, you know what, that was enough for me to hear. I thought, okay. He had gone away for like the 10 days. The buddy that I had said over the date, loose lips sink ships, because I had said to the buddy, I'm glad that we're around, an affectionate couple. They had talked after the date, him and the buddy. My man, he didn't know that I said that, and that kind of threw him in a totally different direction, thinking about things. I'm never going to give her what she needs. It just took a turn for the worse. He had gone away on the trip, didn't leave great before he went on the trip, and I let him be. I reached out and said, hope after 2 or 3 days, I said, hope you made it there safe. I know things didn't end well, but looking forward to talking to you when you get back. And he got back and he was sick, kind of like had avoided me for a day or two, it seemed like. And I got my anxious self. I think I got anxious.
Mm-hmm.
He's back. I guess he was trying to avoid a conversation, and I pushed it. And instead of having a calm talk, he kind of blew up and said, I can't do this. Like, this just isn't going to work. And over something simple, like,
it's not simple. No, Ashley, it's not over something simple.
No, it wasn't, but in the moment.
Yes, but that doesn't matter. It's because the avoidant and anxious dance you two are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bottom line of it. And that's what we're talking about. So it's good for you to take note of it, because you see, you are trying to change his avoidance rather than work with it, because it's highly provoking to you as someone who's anxious. And that's been the dance you've done throughout your relationship. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I have notes. I read a note to myself, I think it was last night, that said, when you get triggered, turn off your phone. Do whatever you can to not provoke any type of situation. And I've learned a lot, but it's still been extremely hard. And I'm still reading about it, still trying to figure it out.
Reading about what?
I'm always reading about, ways to improve, not just ways that I react or avoidance or, anything to help myself. And
what are you actually doing? Because that's going to be the key. It's what you are doing to work on you that will make the difference. Because you see, the avoidant man needs to feel safe. And I talk about that. He must feel the safety, safe that you're in the Madonna category, and safe from your emotional dysregulation. Any man. But if he's avoidant, you have to go even farther up the scale and show him really a huge amount of safety and autonomy.
That's I think where every single time I struggle is the autonomy. I basically live alone. I work out a lot, and I'm very healthy, and I feel like I'm doing things all the time, but still I'm not I've always been told you need to find more to do. It's like I'm a very creative person. I build signs.
But it's not more, actually, it's not more to do. It's that, you see, you're trying to keep yourself busy from the natural inclination of the need that is coming from your subconscious programming to be seen, to be cared for, to be recognized, to be attended to be loved, to know you're wanted, to not feel abandoned. And finding other things to try to distract yourself from that only go so far. They really they don't change anything fundamentally. Does that make sense?
So I do think I've more so tried also recently. They say like sit with your feelings and work through them. And I try that sometimes too. It only takes that one time for me to just run it overboard.
Right. And then you do the stuff that sends him, which is likely contacting him, reaching out to him, doing anything towards him. And he's a nice guy. He attends to it and he will sometimes answer you, but you don't get the answer you want and it starts spiraling for you, right?
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes he's gotten to the point where he's mean, but he says I have to be mean because you push.
You push.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you do. And when you're doing it, are you connecting to the fact that you're doing it?
Yeah.
Great. That's a difference than when we last talked.
So right now it was away for the past. So I had gone over, we had hooked up, and after that I probably waited about 5 days. I'd say it was like on a Sunday. I think I contacted him on like a Thursday and reached out, and he was warm back. I kept getting more anxious like as the days progressed. It was kind of like I did really well for the first 5 days. Reached out and then pushed too much.
What does that mean? Push too much.
Okay. So
just say what it was, because you see, if you can just say what it is, you sent him what?
So I had sent him a picture. It was later at night. He had said, "Sure, send one," and then.
So you reached out to him after the 5 days. You see, and I'm going to just stop you here because I understand the circular thing you're on here. And he's doing this as well with you. This is the anxious avoidant dance. He knows that you will be contacting him. Mm-hmm. And until you change, he can't. We have to take 100% responsibility because it's your life. And you want things to change. And what I'm hearing is that he's saying, and this is why I'm talking to you about this, he's not saying an absolute no to children. In other words, if you're together, and here's the thing that I'm concerned about for you, is him as a partner. Mm-hmm. Not whether or not he would be okay if he could become that partner that you have children. You see?
Yes.
That's my concern for you. And that you have been, this is a year almost with him, and it's only gone downhill. It has not improved. Now you're back to a full-blown, like you say, just hooking up. What does that do? That confirms for him, and I know from the things that I recall that we talked about, that he definitely is really black and white about Madonna whore.
Yeah, I know that I'm not in that category. He said to me like many times, like, actually you were perfect on paper. I think you'd be the greatest girlfriend. He knows that about me. Mm-hmm.
But what?
He struggles with intimacy. I mean,
he's an avoidant, big time.
I don't think he can let anybody necessarily.
Agreed. Yes.
The way that
But he has shown you at times when you have worked on your regulation that he can be a lot better. Yeah. And come towards you, but you have a hard time staying regulated. You're asking him to be less avoidant, which is more towards you, but yet you need to do the concurrent but opposite work. And if you do that, it might allow him to come forward.
Because it has been a pattern or a cycle. And he has never been the one, though, to anytime we've taken a break or a month type of has gone by or 3 months, it takes initiating first, showing some regulation and stepping back. To give him
yes, you can do that, but you're not consistent with your regulation. And that's where it goes awry. You must have absolute consistent regulation. And that's an extremely difficult thing for you with your high level of anxiety to do. Yeah. But until you get to that point of doing it, you cannot have him at the best level he can be. As I said, wait a long time. You can have this. He is still in your world. He has not avoided you completely. He has not let go of this completely.
Yeah.
You can, but you still have to do the work that is going to allow you to know that you are the worthy opponent and you can wait him out. It has to go through iterations. You see, the 5 days, he knows you're going to hit a plateau and then you're going to reach out. And this doesn't allow for him to take any responsibility for his avoidance. He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
You see?
In a way, I think I should have handled that a little differently.
Yeah.
But, well, I don't, I think it's probably different. I could have easily waited, you know, it only hurt me when I reached out because
when in doubt, wait him out. And until you do that, see, with an avoidant like this, with you doing all the work of it, he's getting a lot out of this and he will continue forever.
I'll say something. I don't know if you'll probably won't agree. But I do feel like he has ended it. And, you know, I'm the one trying to pursue a sexual relationship. I've made that very clear. He recently said to me, I don't want that. That's not what I want. And talking about a sexual relationship.
So he wants what?
Nothing. He doesn't want.
But he does it, and I assume that he does it, and then he feels guilty and wrong, and that he's used you, and then yeah, okay.
Well, since he said that, because I thought he had just gotten back from his 10-day work week, really. I thought I would see him this weekend, and he's sick. He got sick. He has the flu B, and he basically, I didn't see him this weekend because he's so sick. And
okay, so to wrap this up for me.
So the last communication that him and I had was today. I had said to him, how are you feeling? He said, I feel like crap. And from when we had talked on Thursday, I said, I'm going to come over on Sunday or Monday. He had said he was going to be home on Monday. I texted him today, hope you're feeling, I'm not going to come over. Just wanted to let you know I'm not feeling
okay, just bottom line this for me. What's the question?
Well, at this point, I just know that I have to leave him alone. He's sick. He's not feeling well. That's the last thing that he wants. So what would be the next thing that I do?
Well, I don't know that he's answered you that he's sick. I mean, there's really nothing more.
Yeah.
Why don't you take this time to allow him to come towards you? But you see, until you work on this in the way that we've outlined, you know, in previous discussions about you overriding your programming of your anxious attachment, you are going to be fixated on him. I bet there's nary a moment in your day when you're not thinking about this.
There's in my mind pretty often, yeah.
Yeah, and that's an awful place to be, and I'm sorry about that, because it really is awful. But you're going to have to start training yourself in a different way, or you're going to keep getting these results. And the best thing possible is to allow him to be the next one to come to you. Because if you want to change his avoidance, this is the way to do it. And you have to wait and wait and wait and wait. Can you do that?
Well, that to me seems almost like no contact. He could go months without reaching out to me.
I do not believe that at all from what you're telling me. Now, if you truly believe that, then what is that telling you about this whole relationship and what you mean to him? This is the loop you get yourself in, because you know he cares and you know he'd like to be with you. If you were, remember he said, when you were at the top of your game, when we were working together, he said, I want this, Ashley. And if you were that, he would want this. And you could have this at a much greater level. When we change, the man changes to whatever degree he's capable of. And I think he has more capability than what his age and what he's showing might suggest. But this is going to take high-level mechanics for you, and you living in your manifestation, and you overriding your programming of your anxious attachment so that he can feel safe, that you're not constantly and consistently going towards him makes him much more avoidant. He has to be healed from his avoidance as much as you need to be healed from your anxiety. It's going to take one of you, and make no mistake, in any love relationship, it's going to be the woman first to change it up. And when you change it up, he can come forward. You need to be one word, and it should be your one overriding word, autonomous, because you are enmeshing yourself with him in a way that makes him avoid. I mean, that's all there is to it. Okay? If you can do that, you will see him. Because I know you frequent the same place that he does. You will be seeing him. And then it can flow naturally. And all you say when you see him is, I'm so glad to see you're better. How are you doing? If you did that, what would he say?
He'd probably want to talk to me.
Okay. What would he say?
How are you doing? He would.
Okay. And you say, I've done well. I didn't want to intrude on you. I wanted to let you be. What would he say?
He'd probably be appreciative.
Okay.
Not really a talker, Paula.
That's all right. That's all right. But he will have taken note that you are changing, that you might be, he's going to have that little bit of wonder that you might be becoming that Ashley he said he really wants.
Yeah, that's eye-opening.
Become it. Do it. You have a lot to gain from doing it. One thing I can tell you, if you keep doing it this way, it's going to just keep going sideways and south.
Mm-hmm.
Take this opportunity. Take it.
Okay.
You'll see him next week, correct? Or the week after that. In the meantime, perhaps he might be actually reaching out to you. You must start to manifest the life you want, that you become all that you need to be that autonomous and securely attached. Somebody in the mix here needs to be securely attached first. It's not going to be him.
Right.
Not going to be him.
So my biggest hurdles will be, I already kind of thought I'd reach out in a couple of days, ask him how he's feeling.
What's that, though? That's more of the same, and he's expecting it. Do the unexpected. Make him wonder. Show him through action. Men relate via action. Show him, I can hold myself and be that Ashley you would like me to be. Because it's better for you, Ashley. It's better for you. You know that. Become it, and you will see it manifest in your life. You cannot keep going this route and expect something different from him. The woman, the female energy heals, tames the male energy. The reason why rehab is in nature, it's healing. It's why, and it's Mother Nature. The feminine is healing. You are being more towards the masculine in this. You pursue him. You text him. You call him. You call the shots. Oddly enough, because he's so uber male, but he's an avoidant. Mm-hmm. Yeah, change it up and you will see it change. It's like Dr. Wayne Dyer said, seeing is not believing. Believing is seeing it. So you must know it, believe it, hold on to that, know that you're everything that he could want when you are that actualized version of yourself. And he wants that. He needs that.
I have 2 questions, Paula.
He's going to miss you. He's going to miss you. Let him miss you.
What would you say then? I can easily go 2 days without.
That's your.
No.
Yeah, that is your idea, and you've got to have a come to Jesus moment with it, in a sense.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. You just do.
Commitment.
Yeah, because you're expecting things to change without you changing. The change begins with you.
And the other thing, which I mean, is maybe a broader question, because I haven't talked to you in a while and about bigger things. But I guess the broader question would be, like, if there perhaps was, like, a night where I was crazy. And even if the woman shows this, super crazy side, which affected kind of the situation, I think also, do you still say that it's possible, even if, I mean, he's still here, like you said, he hasn't,
Okay.
he's still,
Mm-hmm.
still had sex after, so it's, but would you say that once someone kind of drives someone away with like a crazy night, that it is, less likely to occur again?
Here's the thing I can tell you, which I have always told you, but you can't believe it because of your programmed experience, even though it's happened to you with him many times. He does this dance with you and he will continue to. He has love for you. You feel it and you know it. It's what has kept you entwined with him, but he's terribly avoidant and you are terribly anxious. If you start healing it, he can be healed. Somebody has to start it. It must be you. It's not about you showing your crazy side or whatever. Decide to change. Decide, I am never doing that again. I am never being that again. I am becoming the version of myself that I want to show him, give to him, and that he adores.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do this, but you have to decide to do it and you have to continually work on it. Everybody was cheering you on.
Oh.
Yes. So hopefully you see this again, because all those comments, I put them up. They were lovely. Everybody has been where you are to one degree or another. Even if they didn't act on it, they felt it, right? We've all been there. You have to have self-control.
Yeah, it's mostly going to be in a couple of days when I'm like, oh, I can just text and ask him how he's feeling.
When you're telling yourself that instead of deciding, I'm not going to do that. It's like he is your addiction and you are giving yourself the out. He's your alcohol. You're an alcoholic and you keep saying, I'll just take this one drink. Well, until you make that change, it's going to continue like this. It's got to be reversed. There has to be a point where it is reversed, where you're showing him, I have enough self-respect that I'm going to get some respect from you and I'm going to respect you and what you are showing me you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna try. Yeah.
Listen to this. There has never before been so much at our fingertips to work on this. There's people to listen to, everything at your fingertips to keep your mind. You just say, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Yeah.
Okay.
And you have a forum here. Everybody's rooting for you. Everybody here, nice comments, everyone rooting for you. Why don't you make the pact? It is Monday, April 14th.
Yeah.
Be back here on Wednesday night, not having reached out. That's just 2 days. Can you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then I'll address it again. And we're all going to it's like, just like with AA, right? Just for this week, make it something. I don't care. It's just like anything. If I say you have to do this for 1 week, you could make it a week.
Yeah.
You could. So let's do that. And then you're going to see you're going to also start to feel it in your body, right? You're going to get through those awful, awful times. It's going to feel like you're being, I don't know, suffocated. Like it's just the worst possible feeling. It's the wrestling with those demons, just like if you were going to reach for a drink. You see, it's easy to see in that context of, say, alcoholism or drugs, because it's easy to say, well, that would destroy my life, right?
Yeah.
Ladies, men can too. This can too. This can suck you of years of your life.
Yeah, it already has. Yeah.
Right. So think of it that way. You need to be in BA right now. It's only for a while. You need to reset things and you've got to commit. You have to commit. Make that commitment to yourself. Yes, someone just wrote years in capital letters. Yep.
Yeah.
You got to break the cycle. Only you can. No man will. Because you know what? If you don't, the next one you really like, be the same way. Because you're going to be attracted to avoidance. Any man who's securely attached, that will not be your experience of love. You will not feel anything. It'll be like, yeah, he's okay. This isn't love.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not passionate about this. There's no passion here, you see? So if you fix this, he's actually someone who actually might be able to go the distance with you. I know you don't believe it, but I do. I've been on this journey with you enough to know the particulars that he needs you and he would like that. He can't do it this way though. It's not good energy, not good juju, But if you change it and you become, like he said, the Ashley that he wants the worthy opponent that makes him wonder, that makes him up on his toes. Yep. And you can. It's not too late. Not too late. Let's reset it so we can restart it on the right foot. Okay?
Yeah.
Great. And go back, watch this and look at these comments.
I'm going to. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Good to talk to you. Yes. Good to talk to you. Yep. Yeah. I love all these comments because I know you were commenting here on Ashley on it can take a woman's entire life. Yes, but that's what I'm all about. I don't want it to take your entire life. No, it doesn't have to. This can be easier. Absolutely, you can do this and get better results now. It takes a community. That's why I'm glad, you're all here. I love the support because I always say that love relationships are really the hardest thing we do in life. They're the most important thing, more than even the career you choose or the job you have, is who you partner up with, because it can make or break your life. And there's nothing that harkens back to our earliest programming except for love. You can be completely unanxious and in control and secure and have it all together in other areas of your life. But because of being a baby, just being a baby, you're going to have programming about what love is, your worth and value, and your worth to be loved from your earliest experience. That was so profound. We can't even imagine how profound it is because everything we experience now is from our adult mind. But when we weren't getting the love, attention, caring, affection, we might have gotten abandonment. When that was happening to us, when we had a baby mind, the anxiety doesn't even cut it. It's abject fear, innate fear of not even surviving. That's what it was like in our baby mind. We have no memory of it, but it's within us. It's that deep, like Ashley was talking about, I don't think I can do it after 2 days because it is so deep. It is like coming up out of you like a volcano to reach out. It is the equivalent of that baby experience of screaming and crying for your life. It's the adult form of it. It is just manifested from this male that you have in your life right now. It's why breakups are the hardest thing ever. So much harder than sometimes a death. Because it's the not being chosen, not being worthy, not getting the attention, affection, all of it that is programmed in us, our worth and value and lovability. When it was happening to us as a baby from birth to age 7, we were in a hypnotizable state. It is profound. So we have to be easy on ourselves, but we have to know it. And from our consciousness, work to be telling ourselves, like we are that parent, loving our baby self, our subconscious part, loving ourselves to the degree that we feel completely, not just from our conscious mind, because I know that Ashley, they know their worth and value as a woman on the open market. They absolutely know. I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm fun, I'm this, I'm that. Know it. That's consciousness. That's not where we relate from. We relate from our subconscious programming. So we have to be feeding from the conscious mind all the time to override the programming in the subconscious mind. I am lovable. I am loved. I am worthy. I honor myself. I am respected. I garner respect. You can just go down the list, use that alphabet list I use. I am all that I want to be, to have all the love I deserve in my life. I am awesome. I am awesome. I believe in myself. I am believing in whatever you want to put after it. I create the life I desire. I am again. I am the architect of my life. I am becoming all that I need to be. I am creating my life. I am designing my life. I have everything I need to be calm, confident, secure. Because when I'm coming up with these, I can't be thinking anything negative about myself. I also can't even be thinking about some guy, correct? Repeat it. Say it out loud. Say it in the mirror. Write it down. All right. I am magnetic. Oh, I love that one. Everyone is drawn to me. Yes, you can put that man if you'd like. I am magnetic and whatever his name is drawn to me. Yes. Excellent. Thank you, Paula. I really look forward to these lives. You're amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a great note to end on. Great episode tonight. Cheering both of you on, ladies. Yes. Thank you to and Ashley. I hope this is helpful for everyone to hear. And if you want to talk to me like they did, all you need to do is join the 80/20 Wonder Club. It's at the 8020wonder.club. Join monthly. You can cancel at any time, but you can be on here. You can talk to me. I would love to talk to you because you see how much more we get out of discussions rather than just on the chat. It's incredibly useful. I get to ask the question I need and direct things the way I think will be most helpful for you. And then everybody else actually gain something from it too. That's what I love about the community. And I ask you to, if you would, help me to build it so that I can keep going and be here for you and do these lives. I ask that you subscribe. If you have not, on those on Instagram, come over to YouTube and please subscribe. Share these videos. Share with someone that you may know who's going through it. If you need to talk with me more, there are ways to talk with me more than even that, which is being a guest on the podcast where it's a full discussion and diving in deep on what's going on and helping you figure it out and where to go from here. Or you can talk to me in a private consult. You can work with me in one of my programs. I hope you will do that because I want to help every woman get the love she desires and that you all deserve. Women are love in the world. We deserve to have it as much as we give it. And that's what I want for everyone. So if you would please like this video. If you do, that helps me grow the channel and keep doing more of these lives. And I'm on that note gonna love you and leave you tonight. And thank you for being here. I will see you on the next video.